album concept hour. The album concept hour. It's the album concept hour.
Brad, what are you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, John? Yeah, I figured since we're going to be listening to Dopesmoker today, like, I might as well, grab the bong, take a few rips,
Bro,
Yeah.
we're listening to Jerusalem, man.
Jerusalem? Are you serious? I thought we were listening
Yeah.
to
The band by
Dopesmoker.
The album by Sleep.
Oh, shit. Oh, man. All right, well, I hope I picked the clips correctly this time. Shit.
Start the pooch on this one.
Yeah, no. I got 6 clips here. I think we got enough for Jerusalem. So, yeah, we can do this. We can do this. Everybody, I think we can make it happen. So, everybody, welcome to the album concept hour. We are doing Sleep's Jerusalem today. And today I am your host, as always, Brad LeBaron. And we also have our co-host, John
Aker.
We have John Aker here. And then we have a very special guest today, one of my good oldest friends, Veronica Echavarria from the band Black Cat. Did I say that correctly?
Hello. Yeah.
All right.
Got it.
Cool. But yeah, we go way back. We've been roommates and besties for a long time. You're like my regular going out buddy. Which sucks in these times when we can't really go out. But
we're still neighbors.
Damn you, Corona.
Damn you, Corona. But yeah, we are still neighbors. We're we still get to see each other every now and again and do some social distancing chats. But yeah, so this is our first. I guess this is gonna be the first like Corona episode that comes out, I think, because the other one we recorded is gonna be like way later. So we're gonna try to do more of these. They're gonna be, if we're gonna have like a few bonus episodes coming out in between our regular episodes, during this time, because we got some time to kill, and might as well talk about these weird albums that we listen to. So. Veronica, though, what are some of the things that you that kind of got you started with like music? Like what are some of the things that you were interested in when you first started becoming, choosing for yourself? You're gonna listen to this thing.
The path.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I guess pretty standard like rock and roll progression that people go through. Like growing up,
like classic rock,
you hear
like
stuff on the radio, and you're like, "Oh, this is interesting," or whatever, like popular music, and then
like Zeppelin and Floyd type stuff.
I guess more like rock and roll stuff, and just keep digging, and find the punk rock, like the Clash and Dead Kennedys and all of that.
Classic punk rock.
Yeah.
Nice.
The good stuff.
Yeah, no, Veronica is actually
scratch a little further and you get a little obscure with it.
Yeah, you're like my to like punk rock. Like I don't know much about punk rock like firsthand, but like if I ever have any questions, I always know I can come to you because you've been listening to that stuff since like mid high school or before that.
I guess I got into it like freshman year of high school.
Yeah. Was there always a big punk scene to go to?
Not really. Like the punk scene's really small.
Is it? I don't know. It seems big to me just because like every time I go out, like it's just a bunch of punks everywhere.
Yeah, but I mean, like as a kid, it's kind of hard to get into it. Like you have to kind of do your own research and get into it on your own. Because
that's
like
true.
When you're older, obviously it's like, people play in bars and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You gotta wait to go to those shows.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you probably because those mostly take place in 21 and up spots. So. Yeah, that makes sense. What kind of music would you say Black Cat is? The band that you're the lead singer of.
I'd say we're very influenced by 90s like political hardcore punk. Like
Mm-hmm.
there was this local band called Naked Aggression that I was really into back then, and
Yeah,
I just
I
kind of
remember
wanted to write
you
music like
mentioned
that, like
them a
Dead
lot.
Kennedys and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Just good lyrics.
yeah. I've seen a lot of your lyrics. I've seen you live a few times, and like, yeah, you definitely like represent that and have a message in like all your songs, which is cool.
Thanks.
It's so cool to see you playing, like, because you've been a fan for so long, and then you finally got into a band, and you're now you're part of the scene, which like you were a fan of, which is
Yeah,
just cool. But
pretty wild.
one other
I think we're going
question.
on 3 years now.
Wow, really? Man,
Yeah,
time
I
flies.
think July of like 2017 or something was our first show.
Wow, wow, that's crazy. It seems like just yesterday.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Um, Another thing we like to ask guests is what would be your like desert island mix? Like if you could choose like a couple albums, like usually we say five, but if you don't have five, that's fine. But like albums you could not do without, without going like
Mm.
a long period of, with hearing it,
Yeah, I'd have a few, I guess, because I listen to a lot of different styles of music, so
Yeah.
I'd have to like have a little bit of something in there. I listen to a lot of Baroness, so
Mm-hmm.
probably, but
Which
I find
one?
with them
Which one
I
of the
kind of
Baroness would
like.
you say out of them would you pick?
That's really hard.
I know it
That's
is,
really
but
hard.
I have a
That's
cheat.
the
Um,
part of the question.
I have a cheaty kind of answer, but because
what?
like yellow and green is like it's
Yeah,
the
yellow
most
and
amount
green.
of Baroness you can get with one album.
True.
But
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's
I
that's hard because
Yeah, I get
red.
into like what comes out like the most recent, and then I just listen to that like over
Mhm.
and over, and it's
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
rarely look back.
Yeah.
So some Baroness album. It doesn't matter which one, probably any of them.
Mhm. Just pick one
Then
at random and
maybe
bring it to the desert island.
yeah, Skeleton Witch,
Mhm.
um, Beyond the Permafrost. Um, what else?
I was like, you've seen Skeleton Witch a
Nausea.
lot, right? You've seen them live a
Yeah,
bunch of
yeah,
times, right? Yeah.
yeah. Very fun to see live. And Nausea, the album Extinction. I
Okay.
can listen to that thing just over and over again too. So
Okay.
probably these are all heavy, heavy albums.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
we've been
you're on a
listening to a
desert
lot of
island,
Tribe
like maybe
Quest.
that's what you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, heavy stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Nice. Well, that's a pretty. Did you have any others you wanted to add, or
Oh,
no, that's?
just a Tribe Called Quest. I've been listening to them a lot lately, and I
Oh,
have like almost
nice.
Ah,
the
yeah.
Heck
album.
yeah. That's a great.
Tribe
That's a
Called
great.
Quest is good stuff.
That's a great addition to the list, honestly. Because
Yeah,
yeah, like
for a little chill music in
yeah, that's a really good point in hip hop. I think during like early mid '90s with because like we just did the Fugees yesterday, who did the song cover of "Killing Me Softly" from the
there. Oh, yeah.
'90s, and like yeah, it's very very similar to like Tribe Called Quest and like that kind of zone of hip hop, and it's just it's good stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a good that's a nice mix for you. Yeah. Yeah, get some heavy stuff in there.
You know, one time I played the Tribe Called Quest song that it samples a Lou Reed song.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I played
Yeah,
that
yeah.
at when I first like got into them and like
Uh-huh.
started
Can I
listening to
kick
them.
it?
Can I kick
And I
it?
was
Yeah.
like I
Uh-huh.
was playing that at work with Ted, and Ted was like, "Wow, you found the one rap song that's good for all ages."
Right.
He didn't mind it being played like throughout the restaurant because we were at the old place too, you know.
Yeah, yeah. That is true. Like there was that period in the mid '90s where it was also very radio friendly on top of being like very well produced and good raps and stuff. Like they were able to get on the radio and shit. Yeah, yeah, that's fun stuff. But today we are we are listening to the album Jerusalem by the band Sleep. And why Jerusalem? You may be asking yourselves as a metalhead sitting there, because it's split into 6 tracks, and Dopesmoker is not. So
Deal with it.
by necessity, we in the format of the podcast, we kind of had to go with Jerusalem.
One get more from.
Yeah, exactly. So this one came out in '99. And then they released the full cut in 2003, which is like the whole album uninterrupted. So this is Jerusalem is what they started to kind of refer to it after spending some time in the Middle East. And it definitely has a lot of Middle Eastern themes going on. And very few lyrics for a lot of a lot of our albums like have more than like this has even fewer than like Flaming Lips. Like you can see like almost all the lyrics on like one page on your browser. But it's a really fun album, meditative kind of album to just get fucking stoned and just space out for a while. So
Most definitely.
yeah, and it's doom metal, right? This is considered doom metal or stoner metal, doom metal, both.
Both.
Doom metal's probably the proper term.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say so. That's kind of an umbrella term for
Yeah.
larger.
I feel like stoner metal,
genre.
stoner is like applied to something if it's like got a lot of jamming. If it's got like a long section of jamming, it's like, oh yeah, that's stoner rock or stoner metal. So,
yeah, I have a little more on the rock and roll side of it, I think.
Yeah.
Stoner.
Yeah, definitely. There's like some really great like guitar solos, and although it's like they repeat a lot of stuff, it doesn't get too old. Like they switch it up. But yeah, I really enjoyed this album. And you guys want to get into the first part?
Yeah.
Let's
This
do it.
is Jerusalem 1. Here is the pick that I clipped. The clip that I picked. Yeah, so I picked the section where it's the first time that like the lyrics come in for the album. So it's like a good 5 minutes into the song or something, 5-6 minutes into the song.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it starts with the first line is drop out of life with bong in hand, follow the smoke towards the riff-filled land. So it's pretty like this album's fairly straightforward with the themes. He's like, I'm getting real high, and I'm gonna go and make all these badass riffs on my guitar.
What I read about online was that they even said to like their people, they're like, yeah, the weed smoking part is really important to this album.
Crucial.
It's very crucial.
Yes.
Crucial.
Yeah, because that's something that he said that like he literally like would smoke as much as possible to get into the same mindset that he was in. So like kind of like state dependent memory, I guess, something like that. But getting in the fucking zone, and I think that if you're making music, like fucking more power to you. Fucking smoke as much goddamn weed as you want. It's not that dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, especially if you're coming up with that type of stuff,
Exactly,
if you're like that
right?
talented.
Yeah. I mean, not all stoners out there are pumping out this kind of material. So,
Right.
they've earned it.
No, not at all.
Yeah. I've seen some where it's like, it's all right, but could be better.
Feels like a high.
It sounds like you guys got high and forgot to finish this song. But
I
this
love
one,
Afro Man, but he's a very simple pot smoking airhead.
who?
Afro Man.
Oh, Afro Man. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about his discography than the just
There's not much
got
to
high.
know. He gets high and he raps songs. That's what he does.
Yeah. I mean, why be more complicated than that?
But
He knows
anyways,
he knows his thing.
he knows his niche.
Yeah.
But anyways, what I really liked about this whole album is that it is, as Veronica said, it really is it's like a full sound. It's like a wall of sound just coming at you.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
you feel it vibrating in your bones.
Yeah, like because it moves so like slowly from movement to movement. Like I found
Mhm.
myself like not even noticing the transitions, but like all of a sudden like I realized like, oh, this is a lot heavier than it was last time I checked. So like
Mhm.
it moves into those things like in such a cool way. Yeah, it takes you by surprise. But yeah, this is also something like up to like a couple months back. I wasn't very familiar with doom metal, but like Luis has been listening to a ton of it at home, and I've like latched on to a few of them. And
Yeah, I
like,
remember you bringing it up during some podcasts.
Oh yeah. I did bring it up during the end of a podcast. Like, oh man, I've been listening to this like doom metal shit, man. This stuff's great.
Just wearing it.
Yeah, our dog Mulder actually really loves doom metal. He like gets like super like calm and like just sits in front and just like
That's
all right,
awesome, dude.
yeah,
Nice.
doom.
It's amazing what calms the beast sometimes.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And Mulder certainly is a beast sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he like lunged at a couple of kids the other day. He was like, Mulder,
Oh.
dude, come on, man, you can't do that. But yeah, it's a fun genre, and I highly recommend seeing it live to anyone out there that is like skeptical. If you get a chance, just go out and see some kind of like doom metal act live, and like you will feel what we're talking about, like the wall of sound type stuff. Because there's really a lot of wavelengths they're operating on with this stuff.
Who was that came up with the term?
What's up?
Who was that came up with the term wall of sound?
Oh, was
That
it
like
Grateful
coined that
Dead
phrase.
I
No,
or was
it
it
was a
The
producer.
Who?
No, it was a producer.
Was it a producer?
It wasn't even.
I think it's from that time period though, because
No, it's from the 60s.
I know that the
Phil
Grateful
Spector.
Dead literally had a
Phil
wall of sound.
Spector.
Oh, yeah, no, you're right. It's Phil Spector.
Phil Spector coined the term wall of sound because that was what he was going for when he did music with artists.
Okay, that's right. I think we mentioned that in like the first episode. I think you mentioned that. So
It's possible.
it's a callback.
It is possible.
It's a callback to a previous episode, which is cool. So you guys want to move on to track 2?
Yes.
There's not a whole lot of lyrics to go off of for this one. So right now we just know that he hit a bong and he's drifting off to a rift-filled land. So track 2, Jerusalem 2. Yeah, that's definitely some of that wall of sound stuff we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just there's so much soul in the guitar.
Yeah, there's soul in it. Like there's the bass is got like the distorted, just heavy like thing going on. Like
Well, because there's so few lyrics, that's where the heart goes. Then is straight into the music.
Right.
Yeah, I think that is like the strength of like doom metal and stoner metal in general is that like you're because of the fact there's not as many lyrics, you're forced to experience it in a different way, you know.
You're gonna if you're doing something like this, you're gonna put a part of yourself into it somewhere.
Yeah,
And if you're
yeah.
not doing lyrics, well, then that's where it's gonna go.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where
I
that
like that
force,
there
that's
still
where that
are lyrics,
power.
like even with the instrumentals being that strong and like good.
Mhm.
I like to listen to a lot of instrumental bands, but sometimes I get a little bored. I like
Mhm.
that they like throw in
Well, that's
like throw in, but
Yeah.
like they
Yeah.
incorporate lyrics and vocals,
It's
but like you gotta
almost
wait for them.
it's like they're only using the vocals as an instrument, not as the feature, which is like the
Yeah.
vocals are usually like for most bands it's the feature of the band is, it's all shaped around the lyrics and like singing
hmm
and stuff.
Mhm.
But this it's like we're just going to jam for a while and I don't know, this section seems like it could use a little a few lines. Let's do it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And they'd spent like 3 years or something working on this. So I mean, they really everything is very intentional here. So, um, oh, and this,
You know
what's up, John?
that's actually something I feel is kind of lost in modern music right now. Is like a lot of bands between like the '60s and like the '90s would include some kind of mostly or completely like instrumental track or two
Yeah.
just to show off the power of the band,
Yeah.
and like it was a good way of including that in popular music, and it's kind of like a lost art right now.
Well, yeah, like in the Dixie Chicks album
Yeah.
we listened to, there was like
Well,
every song was a hit, like a hit format. There wasn't like a song that was experimental, really,
mhm,
and that's because it was made to be on the pop charts. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Um,
I
but
feel
yeah,
you.
like and that's something that's part of the story about this album actually that made it a little difficult. Because apparently there was like the one record label that well, basically the record labels they tried to get to originally wanted to like split it up because like it's supposed to be one full complete song, but record
That's
labels
not
wanted
how
to
you
make it a
sell
little
an
more
album,
marketable, but
though.
so it took them a few years before they could find like a record label that would just put it out as like a one like complete piece, you know. But in the meantime, Jerusalem is what like people were subsiding on for a couple years. But they were playing it
that's
live all
that's
the
really
time. What's up?
sorry.
What'd you
I
say,
was
John?
I was gonna say that's actually really funny because it's like because that's not how music used to be. Music used to come from being a small piece of a larger part. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like being like a part of the whole, like working with other musicians and other
hmm
ideas and you know other egos and shit. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, as far as the lyrics go for this track, there are even fewer lyrics than the track before. So what we have here is proceeds the weedian Nazareth. Proceeds the weedian Nazareth. So here's like one of the first words that I really enjoyed of this album. There's a lot of words. There's not very many words in the album, but there's a lot of words I had to look up. Weedian, I don't think is a word. I think that's just like he's just trying to make like a term for a group of people that are weed people. But yeah, he mentions like proceeds the Weedians to Nazareth. So like I guess they're traveling to Nazareth. So they're traveling to Jesus' birthplace or whatever. So there's some they're starting to inject a few of the like the spiritual religious themes and stuff here.
You gotta ease into it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just a few lyrics at a time. Just
Yeah.
just one line here, one line there. Soon you have your whole story.
Yeah. Part of the long, long journey.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, it's hard to tell where supposedly 11 minutes was taken out of the album. And I mean, I think the Jerusalem cut flows pretty well on its own, but I don't know what's missing, so, I hope there's no lyrics missing in that 11 minutes. I feel like all the lyrics are pretty important.
Can't imagine there's a lot if there are.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, they're pretty sparse with their words in this album. So the album The Sciences is their newest album, and they're a lot more. I don't know. It's an easier format to digest on The Sciences, I think, because each song is kind of its own thing, more so than this, where it's all all of the songs are one thing. The Sciences feels like it's got 6 or is it 6 tracks in The Sciences or 7? I forget. But it's each one's its own story. Each track is its own story. Whereas this is probably one of the purest concept albums we've done, honestly. Because this is literally all one track,
Oh, I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, some of the concept albums were kind of stretching for it being a concept album, but this one is just from the gate, it's all concept. So
just one song.
It's just one big song. Yeah, exactly. It's just one song. It's bands don't do that. Bands really don't do that much. Even in these communities, to do an hour-long song is pretty epic, right?
It's actually what I really appreciate about this is that it's very orchestral in its nature. Not saying that it's not, it's heavy doom metal self, but in its own way, it is very orchestral because that's
classical.
What orchestra does. It divides it into parts. It's
kind of what Beethoven would do with metal, or
exactly.
one of those classical composers or some shit. That's what I've always thought about metal, honestly, is that's what it's the closest to is classical music.
Classical, yeah.
Yeah, it's classical music with electronics and just screaming and anger, Or in this case, not even anger, just fucking relax, smoke a bowl, But yeah, this you guys want to get on to track 3? This one again doesn't have a whole lot of lyrics to move off of, so here's track 3. It had a killer solo though. That was cool. But all right. I think that's the first time he mentions a stoner specifically. Because I don't know if the other ones he talks about being a stoner yet, but this one, that lyric was it stoner caravan emerges or emerge from sand sea. So apparently they're a caravan of stoners traveling through the desert.
Nice.
Yeah. This is I think this song probably has the most lyrics in the entire album, or this section of the album. But just to go over it kind of real quickly here, they say creedsmen roll out across the dying dawn, sacred Israel, holy mountain Zion. Sunbeams down on the Sanshian rains. I like that word, Sanshian. It's ocean, but with sand.
Oh, shit.
Oh, is
Whoa.
it? Oh, fuck, dude.
That blew my mind.
Oh, fuck, man. Yeah, I love that they play the really cool wordplay they do with this,
Yeah.
But they talk about lungsmen unearth the creed of Hashishian, another word they had weedian, and then they have Hashishian. So they're creating
Lungsmen.
Lungsmen. Yeah, so they're creating they're kind of they're going through the Middle East and kind of creating their own I don't know. It's I'm not sure if they're races or just like groups or whatever, but like
Yeah, I've never heard such like cool words describing stoners.
exactly. This album like really like is proud stonerism, you know. It's unabashed
Yeah, it's the
like
ode.
being
Proud
stoned
stoner.
brings me to another
Brad, we got
level of being. You know
that.
what I mean? What's that, John?
So we got to hashtag that.
Hash
Proud stoner.
hashtag that. Yeah, dude. Hashtag hash stonerism. But yeah, there's Hashishian, there's Weedian, there's oh yeah, Desert Legion Smoke Covenant is complete. Herb bales retied on the backs of beasts. So they have like bales of weed they're traveling through the desert with these guys.
Well,
You
you
know,
gotta.
you
I
gotta.
mean, they
You
can't
know,
stop. They're on
yeah.
a journey. They need all the weed.
They need all the weed they
They
can
need
get,
all
and
the
you
weed.
know, they got bales. They got bales of them. You know, and then
Pineapple Express.
dude, right? Yeah, it's like fucking shit. What's his name from that movie? Just like rolling around with them. James Franco, just like
Seth
rolling
Rogen.
around with these
Oh,
guys.
James Franco.
I could see that. In fact, I'd love to see a Seth Rogen movie with some sleep music in the background. You know what I mean? That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I'd just like to see sleep do a soundtrack, honestly. Like, I feel like that would really work for like a John Carpenter type movie, like, seriously. You know?
Whoa, that does
Right?
sound really cool.
Sleep? Come on. Get
I'm.
together with John Carpenter before
Have you
he's
seen
out of here, man. What?
Have you seen Mandy? The
No.
movie Mandy with
No.
Nick Cage?
Is that the newest one
It's
of
got
Nick
a really
Cage?
good soundtrack.
Is that the new?
I maybe
Okay. Okay. Like
pretty new.
he's doing them all the fucking time, man. Nick Cage is just nonstop with that shit. He
Yeah.
does not turn down
That
movies, I
movie
don't think.
is amazing though.
Yeah. Is it a horror
Watch
movie?
it. Yes.
Is he the
It's very like acid-y.
nice? That's where Nick Cage is the best, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
You know what I
very...
never realized?
What's up?
Is that they tried to turn Nick Cage into a modern age Indiana Jones with the National Treasures.
Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely. Oh my God, I
That
used to love those
didn't
movies.
hit me until I was like in my 20s.
Well,
Yeah, I really enjoyed that first one, that first National Treasure.
Oh no, the first one's great.
It was-
I will watch it every
yeah,
day.
it was
I don't
exciting.
care
It was
anytime.
it was like an exciting like what did Benjamin Franklin put a secret message on the back of the Declaration of Independence? Oh my God,
It was cool. It was a cool concept.
it was such a
right?
it was such an out there fucking idea, you know, kind of coming off the heels of Da Vinci Code maybe, but
Mhm.
yeah, that was fun stuff. Nicolas Cage, man, dude's a fucking
He's
gem.
had quite a history as an actor.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we
You
have
know,
him.
like it's really.
Yeah.
Some of it's been weird, and some of it works, and some
Most of
doesn't.
it has been
That's
very
Nick
weird.
Cage does.
Yeah. He embraces the weird, which is cool. Not a lot of actors
I'm
embrace the weird
actually,
like he does.
I'm actually quite a fan. He did this. Oh, what the heck was this? This sorcerer movie with Jay Moore one time.
Jay Moore.
It was like for Disney. The Sorcerer's Apprentice. That's what it was.
Was there a live action Sorcerer's Apprentice?
Yes, there is.
What?
Yes, and it
That's
stars
insane, dude.
stars Nicolas Cage
Oh my
and
God.
Jay Moore.
How did I miss this? That's insane. That's such a weird movie to make a live action film for.
Oh, and it's got one of those guys. Remember when we did the Wings album?
Yeah.
It's
Band on
got
the
one
Run.
of those guys that was on the cover too. He plays like the evil bad guy.
Oh, Peter Seller? It's probably Peter Seller. No, not Peter Seller, not Peter Seller. The guy that was the bad guy in Star Wars: A New Hope.
No, actually, no. Well, no, it wasn't.
Anyway,
Anyway,
this has
let's keep
been
going on.
Rolling Stone Movie Corner. And we have another couple of tracks to get to. So this next one is called Jerusalem 4. You guys guessed that was going to be the name of it?
You really blindsided me with that
I know.
information.
I thought that they might change it up this track, but they didn't. Jerusalem 4, here we go.
That little bit where they start to sound like Om and then they go back to it.
Oh, that's what Om is. Okay, I was about to say that's more of the Omi parts then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was gonna say,
Meditation time.
one of the things that little part reminded me of is this is a little weird, but like a lot of like Christian metal from what I grew up with had like really spacey kind of guitar like that, spacey like out there, just big kind of guitar.
Man, Christian metal is such an idiom to me.
It's such a weird niche thing, you know? Like if you weren't like a Christian in like the 2000s, like you don't know what it is, you know? But like
Yeah.
there was a lot of Christian metal back then. But a lot of them, yeah, really jumped off of that kind of expansive guitar work type stuff. Like
Are Christians still making music? Have you checked?
I haven't checked in a while, but I think the metal stuff's still going because I
they are.
mean the Bible, like I said, very metal. You know, a lot of metal stuff to
I'm
draw off
sure
of.
the Christians still are making music. It's just its pop heyday was in the mid 2000s.
Yeah, well, there was like
Just
music
really
festivals for
extended.
it. Like there was a lot of. Well, I think the emo times too were like good for
Yeah,
Christians.
I
There's a
seem
lot of
to
Christian
remember
emo
very
stuff.
bad vocals. I don't know,
Definitely.
but
Oh yeah, there was some bad vocals. Some whiny vocals. And and the screaming probably wasn't quite up to your standards.
probably not.
Yeah. I feel like you're used to more like, you know, real death metal kind of growly screaming, whereas like, you know, emo stuff was like not that.
I mean, they go just as hard. They're just higher pitched for some reason. I
Yeah,
don't
like
really
they scream
understand.
more from their throat than from their diaphragm, you know, which is like I guess really damaging to your throat. Like a lot of them had to like
Yeah.
stop doing it after like a few years because they're, you know, destroying their vocal cords. But if you
Oh
do it from your
no.
diaphragm, it's you can
No,
do it a lot
it's
longer.
amazing what we can do, but it's also amazing how short it lasts when you don't like practice for it, or like like
Yeah.
keep it up. Like
Yeah,
like
you have
keep
to.
your body maintained for it every day or every other day or
Well,
something.
yeah, and if you do it a certain way, like you can't really keep it up like every day for a tour, you know.
No,
Like you have to have like a month off or something. The
you know,
way
I often think that about some of the rock stars that passed away in the 60s. Like when you think about
oh,
how
like
some
just
of them
like rock like
like I
burnout.
Janis Joplin,
Yeah.
like I honestly don't think it's really hurtful for me to say, really ridiculous, but I don't think she could have continued that for 60 years.
Yeah,
she
there's
she's
some
great,
there are
you
some
know.
like artists that like they kind of take that mentality from the get go that like they're going to just like go as hard as they can till they die, essentially. You know,
Hmm.
some art like
Yeah.
some bands really do that, and I mean yeah they make great art, but you know it gets pretty tragic when they're not around anymore.
Yeah.
But Sleep is still around. These guys are still going hard. They came out.
Yeah.
The Sciences was 2018, I guess. So pretty recently they put that one out. And it already kind of feels like a classic. That one.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, speaking of the Sciences, this song actually mentions character in the Sciences in the lyrics. It's at the end of the song. It says, "Rides out believer with a spliff aflame, marijuana escapes earth to cultivate." So the marijuana is in the sciences. There's a song called "Marijuana's Theme," where the marijuana, like Earth fades in the background, and he crash lands on a different planet into the THC. um, but it's one of the like best tracks in the sciences too. So I'm glad they called back to it. But yeah, this one they mentioned Nazareth in a previous song, and in this one they mention Golgotha to like drive home the kind of Middle East during like Bible times, theme. Golgotha is where Jesus was crucified, and it says Golgotha, judgment soon come to mankind. Green herbsmen serve rightful king, hemp seed caravan carries. So I think maybe they're my personal just take is maybe they're kind of doing a reversal on like what like Jesus's death means. For them, they're basically saying that Jesus's death is the start of a dark era rather than the start of like a good era.
Mm-hmm.
At
Yeah.
least I don't know. And
Yeah.
then they're I don't know. They're their
You know,
own kind
it's
of
not
group.
entirely wrong thinking either,
Yeah.
because it's like the message that was preached to the whole world was this beautiful hippie message of love, and somehow we've done just about everything to deny that.
Well, yeah, and the hippie thing. What's up, Veronica?
In those lyrics, did you mention seeds?
Oh, the hemp seed caravan carries. Yeah.
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 Someone was talking about like religious stuff recently, and they were saying that like um something about like Adam and Eve, like the knowledge was like farming, like it had to do with agriculture.
Oh,
Uh,
like
and things like
the tree of the
yeah,
knowledge of good and evil or whatever.
yeah,
That like Eve
yeah.
Eve ate
Like
from.
there's like bringing on like the agricultural revolution and stuff like changed humanity.
That's
I don't
true.
know.
Yeah.
Kind
No,
of
that could be a
No, that's very true.
yeah. That could be an interpretation of that because I mean, if you do look at like Adam and Eve and like a outside, like I mean, taking down an apple like and eating it and then like maybe disposing of it and realizing that it grew a new thing. I don't know.
Actually, it's the official theory that's believed for most humanity on like how we discovered regular farming
Mhm.
it was our trash pile.
Mm.
Like somebody
Oh yeah,
realized
that were yeah.
seeds that we didn't eat or whatever were growing in this trash pile, that because you especially back then, you're not just putting like real crap on, you're putting like stuff
Yeah.
that you weren't eating, skins that's still nutritious for the soil. And it was
Yeah.
believed that like you noticed something growing there and replanted it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how gardening started. And then gardening became, maybe we could do this with a whole field.
Well, yeah, cause like
But believed
cavemen
to have
and
started
like
in Asia, actually.
yeah, I'd believe that. But yeah, it's something. Yeah, a lot of
So
Homo sapien, Homo erectus, like friggin' there's a whole bunch of them these days. But yeah, they all have like their kind of refuse piles that were common in each of their communities or whatever.
that's also on an off note. That's also how we believe we started our relationship with wolves, like
Probably.
dogs and stuff,
Yeah.
because they would come to our piles and eat what we weren't eating. And then
Yeah.
somebody noticed that, and eventually you reach out your hand and you get a little sniff, and
Yeah, and they're like, wait a minute,
right
can you
back to
catch
go
these?
right. All of
Can
a
you
sudden,
catch
you got
these things
yourself a
for
buddy
us?
for life.
That'd be really cool if you guys could catch these things for us. I've
Oh,
also heard.
and they loved the shit we didn't eat. They were like, this is great.
Yeah.
I didn't. You helped me get this. It was a very equal partnership, especially.
Yeah. I think it's a win-win for dogs and people. But I was gonna say there is another fun theory that I ran into about the Eve eating the apple, and that's that the apple represents the female orgasm, and that like basically it like freed like women to be a full person or whatever.
To enjoy.
Yeah. So it,
I never
like
thought of that.
yeah, no, I ran into
I
that
always
theory
heard
one
that
time,
the
and I was like,
apple
oh, that's
was-
an interesting one.
I always heard the apple was a euphemism for mushrooms.
That yeah, it could be that too. Yeah,
Like
I
that
think
was like they tried mushrooms,
yeah.
and then their minds, and then that was like
They're like, hey, we should put
just
on clothes, right? They're like, why? It's like, I don't know. I just feel like I should put on some clothes. What's clothes?
cold.
Cold, man. You guys ever notice how like little hair we have? Like, shit. The album concept hour. Like when I take an edible and like experience it, I'm like, oh, this is fun. And then like I give it to Luis, I'm like, take I guess this much. And then Luis is like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like I was way too high. I'm like, oh, sorry. I have no concept of that.
Yeah, you'll have that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, speaking of getting mad high, we're listening to the album Jerusalem, which is also known as Dopesmoker. And we are about we just finished the 4th track, so we have 2 more tracks to go for this album. But yeah, you guys ready to get into track 5? Hold on, let me
let's do it.
change my tabs here. All right, here we go.
Can I play with madness?
Oh shit, that's not sleep.
That sounds like
Whoa.
That's not sleep at all.
It's
Oh man, I got my
wrong track.
sorry, I got my clips mixed
very
up.
cool.
Yeah, my bad. So this song is Jerusalem 5. Here we go. Hell yeah. It's one of my favorite like guitar parts in the whole album.
That's really, I really like that background. That
Yeah, right. It's just
that's
so
cool.
yeah, there's a like it does baffle me a little bit that is like one guy,
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like they're it's hard to make a wall of sound like that with just 3 dudes, They must have like a million fucking speakers when they're playing live.
Yeah.
Like, what was it like? Did
They
you?
also someone
What's up?
to play some back guitar too.
They what?
They also might have hired to do some back guitar.
Huh? I don't know.
Sometimes you got to do.
When you saw
Yeah,
Veronica, like, how many people were on the stage? Do you remember?
Just 3.
Just the 3
It
guys?
was just.
Was there like a fuck ton of speakers on the stage too?
What?
Was there like a fuck ton of speakers on the stage too? Like, was there like a?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a big ass wall of orange.
Okay.
speakers.
All right. Good. I was about to say I would expect like no less, because
Nothing less.
I really want to see these guys at some point live. Like this is definitely like on my list now for live performances. But I mean, I just like this kind of music live in general. Like I don't listen to a lot of this like doom metal like on my own, but like I will always go see it like live if it's like right there. Like it's fun to see.
Yeah. I think they're like pretty fun crowds too. I kind of don't really like going to too many metal shows depending on the band and the crowd, but I feel like doom metal, they're pretty chill, nice people for the most part. There's not like weird.
Yeah, you can run into
because I'm brown.
Yeah, you can run into some there's like this whole branch of metal that is like like skinheads, kind of. Like they're into like really like crazy white nationalist stuff, and like yeah, there is a whole section of
I went to go see Guar, and they had Hatebreed open for them,
mm,
and that crowd was just
yeah,
terrible.
I
It
can
was
imagine.
so uncomfortable and gross, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, just a
But
lot of
Guar live is
really
like
ignorant
kind of worth it, you
shit.
know?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're going to see Guar, which is like, it's a pretty cool
Yeah,
opportunity. But
yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you don't know much about the scene or whatever, like, that might be surprising. But like, it's there's also like punk rockers that are into that kind of scene too. Like, there's um, yeah, it's a whole underground culture that existed
Mhm.
before even like uh, the newer white nationalist stuff that we've been hearing about. Like,
Yeah, it's a bit easier to stay away from that stuff with punk rock because everything is so out there, you
hmm
know? It's like if they're even like like they sing about all that stuff, you know, their fans
yeah,
know about it. Everyone's very vocal,
yeah,
whereas I feel like a lot of metal bands, they'll try to kind of like hide that stuff a little bit or like
okay,
not talk about it or whatever, you know what I mean?
okay,
Because
yeah,
like a lot
yeah.
of the lyrics in like metal music is very like fantasy based or like, you know,
Oh yeah,
like
so
that.
whereas like punk is more kind of about day-to-day stuff more so.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Because yeah, you can hide some really heinous stuff in some like fantasy stuff if you really want to,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and
Just
people
look
people
at
do.
Catholics.
The
And that's coming
ultimate
from
fantasy
Catholics.
group. Yeah, man. Speaking of Catholics, this song actually mentions a church for the first time, I think. Like they mentioned like a few like kind of spiritual things, but like here he's like grow room is church temple of the new stoner breed. Chants loud robed priest down onto the freedom seed. It's like one of my favorite lines in the album, I think. But
I'm digging all this gardening seed talk.
dude, right? Yeah, makes me want to go like make a garden
Earth
or
Day.
something.
Happy Earth Day.
Yeah, happy Earth Day. Yeah, exactly. We gotta save this shit. Honestly, this is probably the happiest that nature has been in a while. Like Corona aside,
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
sure all the animals are like, "Oh,
That
dude,
all over the
like the
place.
humans like let up for a second for some reason. I don't know why, but like air's clean, fucking water's clean. Like I could get used to this." But yeah, meanwhile we're like, the economy.
No, dude, I've seen pictures of LA. Like people have been taking pictures of like
Yeah, there's a
skyline,
lot of LA shots because
and
I
it's really like, and that's not even like the most important one because it's all over the world right now. But
but yeah, LA does
it's
get really smoggy. Like I've been there and like it is intense. So yeah, to not see the smog over LA is kind of cool. It kind of reminds you of the old timey Hollywood
it really
movies.
to me it's even funnier like in our country because we're half-assing the whole deal.
Hell
You
yeah.
Yeah,
know, so
yeah,
it's like
the fucking
so it's like
protests.
even funnier that it's making such a significance in this country because it's really showing our impact on nature when we're half-assing it and it's still showing these
Yeah,
incredible results. You
yeah,
know,
yeah. That's true. Like just our regular day-to-day stuff like has a big impact on nature. So hopefully we can like learn from this moving forward and try to better
that's the whole.
ourselves. That's the hope. That is the hope. Um, but I love the imagery for this song where because it I mean the vocals kind of sound like Gregorian monks kind of Like
Mhm.
it almost like sometimes it almost doesn't sound like it's English. It almost sounds like it's a different language, like Latin or something, because they're like
Yeah.
elongating like what they're saying like so far sometimes.
Mhm.
But yeah, I love the like just the idea of like a monk like chanting to this like plant to like make it like grow better.
Yeah.
It's just a really intimate thing to do with a plant.
It's actually a very human idea as well. We really believe that our voice is kind of power sometimes.
That's true. There are
You
some
know, when we
plant.
pour our essence into what we're doing, that we
Yeah,
believe that we have this kind of effect. You
yeah.
know, and it's good or the bad, it's the ill or the will, but it's either way. It's
Hmm.
you have a powerful effect.
That's true.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. If like that's I think that's part of what I think why I think this is like maybe um Zoroastrianism, because that's part of their whole like philosophy is to have like a positive impact on like everything around you and to always be focusing on the positive, you know. So I mean Zoroastrianism doesn't really talk a lot about like smoking weed per se, but like it does have this kind of, you know, hippie message to it.
though that is like that's the better way to look on the whole situation, because the whole situation becomes tiring, and that's really what the challenge of the good that we do is that the good is often more tiring than the negative.
Yeah, it's harder. Yeah, it can be
You
harder
know,
to do good than evil.
like it's more
Like that Iron
beneficial
Maiden line.
about everybody.
Um,
Those results are quite, you know, potent throughout history,
yeah.
but it's still harder to do the right thing a lot of times than it is to just do the easier thing, which is the negative thing.
Well, yeah. There's a line in that Iron Maiden album that we covered, which is "Only the good die young. All the evil seems to live forever." And I feel like that's a
Hmm.
good illustration of that point. You know, like
Hmm.
it's harder to
Nice.
do the good stuff, but it's, you know, better for everyone involved. So
It's more beneficial, but
yeah,
it's just harder to do.
yeah, yeah. It's not easy being green. You know. All right, so we're down to the final track of this album, and it is the sixth one. There's only six tracks on this one, so this is Jerusalem 6. Let's do it. Heck yeah.
Man, Bo Dids, I give you a lot of credit for picking the clips, because
Thanks, man.
there's so much to choose from, and
I
you did it
know.
by yourself.
I know there was a lot of going back and forth in the song. Like, I don't know, is this a good feel or is this I don't know. You know, like there's a lot of cool like parts and a lot of like things that they're trying to
And you
say. You
did it in
know,
like one day, like by yourself. I give you a lot of credit for this, man.
well, thank you, I appreciate that. But yeah, I really I like that that at the very end of the album, like these lines, he kind of says a little faster than some of the other lines. Um, so I could get more of like that clip. I could get more words in one because, you know,
Hmm.
he was singing them a little faster. But it goes back to what happened in the beginning of the album. Drop out of life with bong in hand, except for this time he says, "Follow the smoke, Jerusalem," instead of "Follow the smoke towards the rift-filled land." So he's kind of like, I guess, emphasizing, I guess, that, you know, he's following his highness to this kind of like, you know, godly state or whatever, you know, on top of just making this badass like, you know, metal stuff. So um Yeah, very very cool track. And another word, synsimilian, is another word I had to look up.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Apparently, that is a pot plant that is not grown near the male, so therefore there is no seeds, and it's higher quality weed. So it's another one of those. It's another weedian words that they made up. But yeah, I think. What do you think the overall message is for this album, guys?
Smoke weed every
Smoke,
day.
smoke weed every day.
Weed every day.
Yeah, smoke weed. It'll bring you to a spiritual plane, and you'll be able to make a riff-filled land. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're
Yeah.
into religion, really listen to this because it just kind of helps you, like, it helps you kind of center some of your religious thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a very meditative kind of music. My personal theory is that it's Zoroastrians that are just traveling through the Middle East pre Jesus times. It's my in a nutshell theory of what they're
Yeah.
kind of going for with this.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
because yeah, it is essentially kind of like they created their own like nationality in the ancient world and then made an album about that. You know,
Yeah.
it's very cool.
They're like tying their oh man, I had it this had it and then it went away. Never mind.
Well, it also maybe I don't know if this will help, but it reminds me of when I was in India for a few weeks for the my school trip in college. This is kind of how the worship is. It's like very long, drawn out, drony, repetitive, and you get into like a headspace when you're listening to it.
Hmm.
Which Om really emphasizes. The band Om really, drives that point home. But that's what I think this music is it is essentially worship music.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like an
It's very like
Eastern,
identity heavy, like it's like they're defining themselves
yeah, yeah,
and
they're
putting that
taking,
in a historical context.
yeah, it does seem like they're creating their own history for their stonerism or whatever,
Yeah.
it's it's a very positive spiritual experience that they're talking about, not you know, what a lot of pop culture describes being a stoner as, even Cheech and Chong, which is positive towards being a stoner, it's also making fun of being a stoner, you know.
Hmm.
But this is, yeah, it's a very, positive, transcendent kind of look at, using marijuana to, heighten your perspective on stuff.
Hmm.
So, yeah. As a weed smoker, I really appreciate this album. Makes us seem a little more
Yes,
legitimate.
it's a very enlightening album.
Hmm. We're all just trying to chill out anyway, we all just want to relax
Yeah,
Mhm.
and meditate.
it's lit.
It's lit. Shit's lit.
It's lit.
Tis lit indeed. So yeah, that was Jerusalem, also known as Dopesmoker, and yeah, we'll be putting this episode out pretty quick. But before we get to the end here, I just want to go around and ask people what they've been listening to. What about you, John? What have you been listening to these days?
Well, so seeing as how we did the episode yesterday, I've pretty
Yep,
much been
we
listening
recorded
to the
Fuji's
same stuff
yesterday.
for
Coming up.
the 1055 M Studio. God bless them.
Uh huh.
They've been doing a lot of live stuff lately. The Ed Sheeran stuff was actually really good.
Oh,
I,
that's
I
right. Yeah.
heard and live because they do that on Sundays. They were doing that like
Was he the one that
every
was in
almost.
that Game of Thrones episode?
I don't think so,
Okay, there was some. Never mind. Go on.
but
He was.
no. And I'm listening to a lot of that. But actually, I found something new on Netflix, which is the movies that made us, which is a spin-off of the toys that made us.
Oh, cool.
But now it's about the movies, and I'm about to go as soon as we get done here. Watch one that is
On what?
what's that Christmas movie with Macaulay Culkin?
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
In New York or whatever.
I'm about to go watch one on Home Alone.
The one
And I'm
with
quite excited
the
to see how
orange
this-
man in it. What?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Wait, what'd you say?
I'm sorry. No. I talked over you. What did you say?
I'm about to go watch a Netflix series called Movies That Made Us,
Mm-hmm.
and it's about Home Alone.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of other movies in there, especially Die Hard. You know, so
Nice.
they're doing a documentary series on the movies that made us, and I'm pretty excited to go watch that now.
Nice.
So,
Yeah. Toys That Made Us was pretty cool.
oh, it's very cool, actually.
Yeah. So, what about you, Veronica? What have you been jamming on lately?
Tribe Called Quest
Yep.
and X.
Hells yeah.
X?
That X from LA. They're a punk band.
Is that EX or just
from
X?
77. Just X.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. You'd like them. They're very good. They're like rock and roll. Like
Yeah.
Pre-punk.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And as far as watching stuff, we've been watching Chopped. So.
Chopped. Gonna get chopped while listening to Dopesmoker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and while we have you on here, like I want to mention also there's the band Veronica's in Black Cat, but there's also Wood Chickens is they're good friends of ours. So look those guys up if you can. See them. Well, I was about to say see them live,
Yeah.
but
a lot of good
not a lot of
local
live
bands.
happening right now.
Let's shout them all out.
Yeah, there are a lot of great local bands. Like Madison's got a really thriving, little music industry for itself. So, check out Wood Chickens, check out Black Cat. Anything else you want to plug while we're in this section, Veronica? Like, you guys got anything coming up in the quarantine? Or
Yeah,
you
so
guys kind of
it's kind of hard for us in the quarantine.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll probably just spend this time.
Hey, Veronica,
What?
do you play any instruments in your band?
No, I do not. I sing.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
And like while we were talking about vocals way earlier on, it's a lot more like physically demanding than I realized. Like when I was playing more shows and practicing with my band, I actually like started to develop like abs.
Oh yeah, you really because you're pushing like out so much, like projecting so much. Yeah, and you really like project when you're playing. Like you guys are like fucking like get into it.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's great seeing you guys live. Let's see. As for me, I've been listening to this guy Gato Barbieri. It's like this Latin dancey kind of stuff. And then Injury Reserve is this hip hop group that is they just came out with a song called Jailbreak the Tesla, which is fucking really badass. And that whole album, their self-titled, is good. And then I've also been listening to Fuji's The Score quite a bit since we decided to do that for the podcast. That'll be coming out in like a month and a half or something. So there's a little teaser for anyone paying attention. We will be, coming out with an episode about that. Also, check out the second episode of Rolling Stone Season 2. I have special guests Matt Corda and Desmond Hawkins on that episode, and it is a quarantine-themed episode. So I mean, I feel like it's still relevant right now. So yeah, that's what I got to plug. So, Veronica, thanks for joining us for the podcast. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I've
was
been
fun.
wanting to get you on something for a long time, so I'm really glad we got the chance to.
Yeah,
Um,
to do it again sometime.
Absolutely, yeah. Like we're gonna have to
Absolutely.
find like a really great, like just punk concept album that you can walk us
Yeah,
through.
I'll fish out something that I like know about.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely. Any
yeah,
suggestions you have,
yeah.
suggest them.
Because
We'll put you right on there.
we don't. That's like all of our like weak point. I think is the punk stuff. Like we don't know a whole lot about punk. Like
What's the
Dave
deep
does a
punk?
little bit, but like everything. So. But yeah, thanks for being on here, and everyone, thanks for listening to the album concept hour during this
Here, we
quarantine.
love you.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Everyone, stay safe out there, and wash your hands.
Don't
keep
let
your
the Rona get
distancing.
you.
Don't let the Rona get you, guys. And yeah. Thanks for listening. The album concept hour is Brad LeBaron, Dave Gallagher, John Aker, and Scott Wesley. Special thanks to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard for the theme music. Please like us on Facebook or friend us on Twitter or MySpace and let us know what concept album you would like to hear on the podcast. See you on Side B. This has been a Revolver Audio production. Executive producer Brad LeBaron. For more podcasts, visit soundcloud.com/revolveraudio, or to support new content, visit co-fi.com/revolveraudio. Revolver.